Okay, 35 years I worked in Karnataka State Pollution Control Board. So after that, I'm running a NGO. PRAKRUTHI Institute of Environmental Studies, giving a training to the students regarding the environmental act and environmental impacts on human health and also the forest. Sir, Marali Goda sir is already explained you. So any barren land can be made it into a full greenery. There are many laws actually about even the Constitution of India. 51AG says to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have a compassion for living creature. So we should have a compassion for living creature means that we should not eat non-vegetarian. Okay, if you are eating non-vegetarian, then there is no compassion. So that is what actually Constitution of India says. So on this one only they have enacted 13 acts. Water Act 1974, Air Act 1981, and Environmental Protection Act 1986. Under Environmental Protection Act, there are 10 notifications which says that hazardous waste management rules, plastic waste management rules, construction and demolition waste management rules, municipal solid waste management rules, biomedical waste management rules, and also the highly polluting industries EIA notification, Environmental Impact Assessment Notification 2006. In the Environment Impact Notification, they have also included the apartments which are more than 50 houses. So human beings are also going to pollute here. So they are also under the cover under these rules. These are the rules what I told actually. Prior Environmental Clearance Notification 14/2006 says it includes 32 highly polluting industries and 32. The last one is apartments and layouts. So apartment and layouts are also highly polluting because human beings every day use 135 liters per day per capita. So every day he is actually going to pollute 135 liters. So if you close down all the industries in India, 143 crores is going to use water and they are going to pollute the whole India. Okay, this is what actually happening. So highly polluting industries, these are the nuclear projects, okay, metallurgical industry, petroleum industry, coke industry, all are about 32 types. And toxic metals, it is actually natural things actually toxic metals. It is available in the nature itself. But when it is concentrated, then only it creates problem. Especially the heavy metals. Heavy metals where the atomic number is more than 20, they are all called as heavy metals. Lead, cadmium, nickel, chromium, and mercury. These are the heavy metals which actually really very bad to the living organisms, not only to the environment. If your mercury is very, very good actually, but 5 years back, central government has banned use of mercury. The mercury is because the persons who are working in the mines are completely vanished because of the cancer. So that's why government of India, all over the world, mercury mines are closed. And the government says, if you have a mercury stored in your industry or in any hospital, so you have to store it in your cupboard, not to use until next notification. So like that, cadmium. Cadmium and mercury, they are the live examples. The first is actually affected to the Japanese. The Minamata disease, where the industry, polyvinyl chloride industry, discharged their effluent into the Minamata Bay, and the mercury bearing effluent, all the microbes converted the inorganic mercury into an organic mercury. And from smaller organism to up to the fish, it is actually 10 times magnified. So in the fish, the mercury content is 10 milligram per liter, but in the water, it is 1 milligram per liter. So it is called biomagnification in the environmental meaning. So biomagnification always takes place. And another disease is actually, it is because of the cadmium. Cadmium is another disease which is first actually seen in Japan only, because they use the cadmium pesticide to protect the food grains. So that is contaminated. So then they consume the contaminated food, then the disease is called Ita disease. So it is related to the cadmium. So cadmium and mercury. And chromium is related with the tanning industries. So in Karnataka, when I joined during 1984, there are about 100 tanneries. So they were all tanning and using chromium as a for the processing. Because if they are not going to use the chromium to process the animal skin, it is attacked by the this one actually, bacteria or the fungus. If you are using the leather bag, leather shoes, leather belt, then that fungus is going to transfer to our body. That means the persons who are using, those persons are going to get affected. That's why they use a lot of chromium to treat the skin and hides. So normally from the Western countries, they export all their leather to the India. So in India, they are actually tanning and all they have done, and finished goods they are actually exporting back to the developed countries. That is a problem. So in Bangalore, there is a tannery road. Though they have now made it into apartments and also the layouts. If you take out the borehole water, after 1 hour it becomes black. That means the complete underground water is actually completely polluted. And there is no technology to treat the underground water. Because to treat the underground water, you have to remove the underground water through the borewells, treat it, and you can discharge it into the surface water. That is the only technology. So in Pinda industrial area in Bangalore, because of the discharge of untreated effluent by the metal finishing industries, they use chromium, nickel, cadmium. They illegally dispose their effluent into the toilets. So it is highly alkali, sometimes highly acidic. It is joined the underground strata. So Pollution Control Board, Karnataka, actually closed 22 borewells. They have sealed it. So sealing is only not to use, that's all. But the underground problem is not solved. Because we don't know actually how the water flows in the underground. So it is going to pollute the next borewells. So that is the problem. The Bangalore, no doubt we are receiving the water from Kaveri, so 1,500 MLD. But because of the growth of population, the water is always actually shortage. So then they have to go for the borewells. So if you go more deeper and deeper, you will get more salts. We don't know what salt contains, maybe heavy metals. Then it is a problem. The live example is in Calcutta. Calcutta, they have overexploited the borewell water. Now that borewell is contaminated with arsenic. Now arsenic is a problem. Arsenic not a heavy metal, but now arsenic is contaminated water they have taken for 5 years. Now they're all white palms and foot. Now it becomes black. This is called black foot disease. So once the arsenic enters into the body, you cannot bury it. Because for bacteria also, arsenic is a poison. Bacteria will not deteriorate the body. If you are going to cremation, then the arsenic is actually coming out of the smoke. And it actually spreads nearby villages or nearby the residences. So this is the problem actually. So once there is a pollution by the arsenic, it is very difficult to control it. So in some of the area nearby Bangalore, the government itself is actually banned extracting the borewell water because it is very, very deep, more than 2,000 feet that I told you. Because all the water is actually passing through the geological strata. We don't know what geological strata is contained. Okay, maybe any heavy metals. So the salts are very, very high. As per IS 10,500, the dissolved salts in the drinking water should not exceed 500 milligram per liter. Whereas the dissolved salts in some of the area in Bangalore, it is 2,500 milligram per liter. So really you cannot drink that water. The slides are not moving actually. Only my talk is moving. Okay. These are the chromium, arsenic, cadmium, and lead, copper. Copper is also a pollutant. So copper vessels are very, very good as per the advertisement. If there is a copper bits in it, small, in micron size, it is going to affect the body. So heavy metal, I explained the atomic number more than 20. The most common heavy metals contaminants are actually cadmium, chromium, copper, mercury, lead, and zinc. All these I already explained to you. Well, these are the natural pollution of the arsenic, even in America and also in Argentina, Chile, Mexico, and some part of that Calcutta. There is a natural pollution of the arsenic. So if it is not tested, because arsenic, when it is in dissolved state, it is colorless. So after you are taking for 5 years, then it starts its symptoms. All the body becomes black patches. So that is nothing but deposition of the arsenic in a human body. This is what arsenic disease. It's called black foot disease. So now there is no medicine to remove. So that is the problem. Once it is entered into the body, not possible to remove. Just like dioxins and furans. Sir was telling morning, the plastic, if you are incinerate, if you are burning, it releases dioxins and furans. If you are going to inhale dioxins and furans, these two poisonous gases going to be absorbed by the human fat. So you cannot remove the human fat unless you are going to do the very high exercises, severe exercises. Otherwise, you cannot remove. But the science says, even doing the severe exercise, you cannot remove the dioxins and furans. That's why in 2022, central government have banned only 10 types of single-use plastics. Any color plastic contains the heavy metal. So that's why the sir was in the morning, he was showing the slides. When the cows consumes the colored plastics, then what is coming out from the cows? It is a decolorized plastic. That means all the heavy metals are going to be absorbed by the blood, and that same blood is circulated to the animal. And in the meantime, it is also passing through the milk. What we are drinking milk is also contains the heavy metals if you are not properly feed the cows. If you are leaving it outside, it may eat anything. So that type of milk is really contaminated. Okay, there are many illegal recyclers all over the India, especially e-waste, all electronic waste. All electronic waste in India, there are only 4 major metals are recovered. Lead is recovered, copper is recovered, plastic is recovered, iron is recovered. But it contains 16 other metals. Precious metal it contains. So India, whatever the e-waste generated, it is collected, whatever possible they recovered, it is called recycling. So then it is sent to the Umicore, Belgium. It recovers 16 metals. It is a 150 years old industry. They are recovering 16 metals from the electronic waste. Electronic waste, it should be, in Karnataka we have 200 officially declared electronic waste recyclers. So all electronic recyclers give less money when compared to the illegal recyclers. Because illegal recyclers, they will simply do it in the open area. They recover only 60% of the metals. The 40% of the metal in the waste itself, during the rainy season, it actually washes because of the bacterial action. Slowly it actually dissolves in water and it is going to join to the drinking water sources. So once the drinking water source is polluted, then even for the before supply, they treat it actually. But these heavy metal and microplastics cannot be recovered. Sir said in the morning, microplastic in the waste. You go through the Google, all drinking water, bottled drinking water, 1 liter of bottle contains 10,000 microplastic. If you drink only a bottled water for 5 years, after 5 years, if any problem, any diseases in the body, and the doctor is going to operate you and recover half kg of plastic and make a plastic surgery to you. So that's why before drinking plastic bottled water, you have to think of. So better to go for the regular metal container instead of the plastic container. Okay, this is the e-waste. It says actually how many poisonous material this contains. Lead, mercury, cadmium, hexavalent chromium, polybiphenate, brominated biphenyls. Okay, these are all the pollutants actually. It says actually not more than 0.1% by weight. So who is going to test it actually now? Then that is the duty of the Central Pollution Control Board or Ministry of Environment and Forest. So I don't know, they have not published that, how many samples they have tested. So how much it contains, nobody knows actually. Especially this cadmium. Cadmium is still stringent. It is 0.01%. All others are 0.1%. Because it contains cadmium, it is 0.01%. Still a problem is the mercury. Mercury concentration in drinking water should not exceed 0.001%. That is 0.001 milligram per liter. That is the standard for the mercury. Because it is a highly poisonous to all living creatures, not to the human beings. Even if you throw it into the soil, no bacterial activities in those soils. Because all heavy metals are actually not required for any living organisms. Unfortunately, our sewage also contains many metals because it washes through the cities. So we don't know, our cities are also mixed with the industrial areas. So industrial area also, it flows through the rainwater. It also carries. And all over India, I am not finding that a single city is treating its effluent treatment plant. Not even a single city, including Delhi. There are 200 drainages in Delhi which directly effluently discharge into the Yamuna River. If you are taking bath in Yamuna River in Delhi, Papa will not go, more Papa will come. That's why don't go and take the dip in Ganga also. Because Ganga is also polluted, 2,500 kilometers it runs. There are 120 major cities and there are more than 50,000 industries are there actually. All are actually, they are going to ultimately discharge into the river Ganga. Okay, Gangotri, Yamunotri and Kedarnath, Badrinath, I visited twice. More than 1 crore people visit. All their waste actually dumped in the beginning itself. That flows through all 120 cities. They are drinking their sewage actually. Okay, even in Ganga River also, if you get into the Ganga River, there is a slimy the stones at the bed of the Ganga. That slimy algae is nothing but because of the organic pollution. Organic pollution is nothing but human sewage. So even the Ganesha festival, you are using the Ganesha. All painted Ganesha contains heavy metals. Okay, Ganesha sloka says, Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha. Ganesha is Koti Surya, but you are painting it on all heavy metals. Okay, we are actually Pollution Control Board from past 15 years says, don't use the POP. Plaster of Paris, because it's calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate, when dissolved in the water, it becomes a hardness, more hardness. You use actually clay Ganesha. So nobody is ready to use clay Ganesha because it's not beautiful. Okay, plaster of Paris Ganesha is more attractive because it all heavy metal colors. You are going to dip into the water now. In Bangalore, we are dipping into the water. All 25 lakes are polluted with the human sewage. So after worshipping Ganesha, you are dipping into the human sewage. Ganesha will not actually bless you. He will curse you. Nonsense, what you are doing? Okay, because you are dipping into the human sewage. The Pollution Control Board says you use the metal Ganesha, worship it and dip into the bucket of drinking water, and then the drinking water you throw it to your plant. But they are not doing actually. And that too, Ganesha is a holy Ganesha, and then during the discharge time, okay, they also pollute by drinking alcohol, then Ganesha will also pollute because he is going to a polluted water. Okay, we have to change. Though these are the pollutants actually, the lead, arsenic. What are its symptoms are there? Arsenic, mercury, symptoms they are all given. The slides are here only. So anybody required, you can take, kindly you take the slides. Okay, Yamuna River. What is in Yamuna River? It is given. What is in Kali River? Okay, all those rivers, most of the rivers in Karnataka, at about 22 points, the river is polluted. So if you check those rivers, that part only, not the whole river, that part is actually saturated a city. All city waste is actually joining to the river directly. So one side you are worshipping Ganga as a Ganga Mata. Other time morning you are using it for flushing the toilet. So both are contradictory. Okay, Americans are best. They use the tissue paper. They will not wash.
Sir, there is a online talk, so kindly try
Oh,
to...
so, yeah, that's why I taken this timings. Now online starts. Until such time, I wanted to talk because 15 minutes is not possible to talk to me. And minimum 1 hour is required. Thank you. Any question, lastly, we'll ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much.